Okay, we're recording. Hi.
Sorry. Hi.
No worries. So before we start, I thought it would maybe be worth just mentioning that we did this just a few days ago, but the recording didn't stick on my computer, and I'm pretty sure it was because I had too many like tabs open in Chrome. So I've tried to reduce that number a little today, and hopefully it'll work out. But I think it will.
Oh man, was it hard to close? Did you close out any important tabs that you're like, fuck, I was gonna come back to that?
Yeah, I not only important tabs, but like groups of tabs. I had so many. It was excessive.
Can you explain that to me?
Oh,
Groups
so
of.
if you have a tab open, you can open more tabs. In Chrome, you can like put them in little groups, and then you can expand and open the groups. It's very, very good. Yeah,
What?
useful little trick. But it makes your
This is
computer slow if
amazing
you have too many
news.
things going on.
This
Yeah.
is amazing news for when I go on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm glad we're redoing it. I'm also like so much more of a mess today than I was the other day.
Oh,
I'm like
really?
not showered, haven't slept. I
Oh.
have to eat my breakfast, which makes no sense as a breakfast, but
What are
anyway,
you
yeah.
enjoying this morning?
What?
What are you enjoying for
What
breakfast
am
this
I?
morning?
So I'm like low on groceries, and so I'm having these cherries.
Oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
do a
Okay.
bunch of things.
Yeah.
They're covered in sand. I tried to wash it off.
Oh,
I was eating them at the beach the other day. Then I
nice.
have peanut butter toast with hemp seeds. Normally I would put bananas on
Yum.
this, but I'm not bananas. And then one hash brown with hot sauce. And then I have my coffee in a Minion mug.
Oh, I love that. It's
Love
funny.
me a
I wanted to
Minion.
watch the Minions movie the other day, but it did not end up happening, and we rewatched Shrek instead, which is
Oh hell
also
yeah!
yeah.
Which The Minions movie?
No, whatever the Despicable Me, the first one.
Oh, okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
good. Genuinely very good movie.
Yeah. Well, it's
Shrek
still
is
on my
like
list.
not a good movie, but it's a great watch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like entertaining. I don't care so much about, how good a movie is according to, how well the
Right.
director, realized their vision, whatever. I want to have a good time, and I want it to be okay if I'm like mostly on my phone during the movie, and then I can sort of
Mm.
without missing anything important.
I'm anti this behavior.
Yeah, I know.
When
It's
I'm
not
watching a
good. I'm
movie with
sorry.
someone on the phone, I'm like, I'm like in distress. I'm like pausing and being like, "I'll wait for you." I'm very annoying.
Yeah.
Um, but Shrek, one time, my friends and I think we saw it somewhere online probably, to watch Shrek in black and white and in French.
Hmm.
Um, and we were like, "Oh, let's do it." Totally different movie. I was sitting there being like, "What are they doing to these magical creatures?" Like, I never really thought about how like they were collecting all of the magical creatures. I was like, "Oh my swamp," or however he says it. And
Yeah.
then you watch it in the country, you're like, "Oh, these poor things. This is horrible. Somebody's got to do something about this." So really serious vibe shift there.
Wow, yeah, I would imagine. But also, just like having different languages, I think expands your perspective and appreciation of reality for that exact
Mm-hmm.
reason. Yeah. Okay, amazing. Sorry for all the back and forth. I've been having so many tech issues recently. I don't know why. Um,
All good.
well, actually, I do know why. Because I bought my phone and my computer in 2017, and they're chock full of just stuff. And
My
it's like,
laptop's from 2015, and it is showing signs that it
yeah,
doesn't want to be here anymore.
yeah, it adds up. I think it compounds. And then every time, you think, oh, I need to get a new computer, and then you get excited, and then you install all these things that you can use it for, and then it just slows everything down. So you're enjoying your breakfast.
Mhm.
It's a sunny day in California, I'm guessing.
Sure is.
Yeah. Is it super hot there?
It's getting to be hot.
Yeah. Over here, I don't know. I don't know like the exact number, but yeah, it's scorching where I am.
Um,
Yeah.
the
Um,
fires.
yeah. So it's there are fires, but they're further up north, and where I am, it's
Oh,
just like a heat wave coming through.
mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. Which is a little scary, but I don't know. I'm obviously in a fortunate enough position where I have like over my head, and it's not too bad. But it's like getting tough to sleep because it's so hot at night.
Yeah, it is getting really hot here, and my roommate just gave me an old AC
Mm.
that I need to figure out how to install it. And I took out the air filter, and it's like really crusty. So I've got to figure that out.
Nice. So today is Thursday, right?
Yes.
What's your week like so far?
6th.
July 6th, that's right. What's your week like so far?
Really good. Really good. So I haven't worked a lot. So today's like supposed to be my big like get everything I ignored this week done, and then I slept way later than I normally do because I was up all night on Threads.
Oh, so I've been sort of weighing the pros and cons of getting it. Are you enjoying it so far?
I haven't felt anything. Just kidding. No, but it feels. I forgot what it's like to be on a new social media app that everyone's using, right? And I remembered like, I don't know if it'll last or like whatever, and it seems good so far. But I remember like, in like middle school finding, and I can't remember the name of this website, but it was like some sort of like web game website, and not like a Neopet style thing where like there's a world, but it was more kind of like a mini clip type website where you had an account and you could talk to people. And I remember just like logging on there for the first time and like trying to figure out and like adding a new friend and being like, oh my god, I have 10 friends now, and like that was such a sweet feeling, you know what I mean? And like, or you know, like the first day on Tumblr when you're like, what is the aesthetic of my page going to be? You know what I mean? And
yeah, definitely. You get to explore and like express yourself in new ways.
Yeah, it was so fun. And so yesterday I was logging on, and it was really fun. And that's not why I didn't sleep, but I didn't sleep, so I ended up doing it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Yeah, I think that makes sense. You know, like when something is new and you get to sort of understand the tools you have at your discretion to express yourself, like that's an exciting feeling for sure. So yeah, sorry, I asked before, but the technology cut out. For people who don't know who you are, who are you? What's the intro you tell people?
I'm Olivia.
That's a good start. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not. I'm Olivia. I run Bug Girl 69 meme account.
Yep.
And that's how I'm out here introducing myself at parties.
You do a bunch of creative endeavors in general, such as leader. What else do you do?
Yeah, I'm primarily, or is it primarily a photographer? But I feel like I'm not much of a photographer these days. But yeah, I'm vaguely an artist. I work a lot with photography. I in the past few years have been working on like some virtual online worlds. One called Bug World, which is adjacent to my meme page, where I curate group shows and live programming. And then I have also been working on a video game, but that's been on hold for a hot minute.
I remember you working on this like early days of the pandemic.
Yeah. I was working on it for 2 years. Some things happening, we're pausing it for a while, but hopefully that'll be back. It's gonna be a role playing, like choose your own adventure style game about depression. And
amazing. Yeah. You're what's the word, like a Renaissance man, you know, like
Renaissance boy, yeah.
A multi-instrumentalist type person, but in digital media. So what's your I love that cup, by the way. I need to get a cup like this. I have, well, this is just like a Yeti bottle, but it's got this pretty sweet sticker, yeah, and it's got little dogs and peaches, and it smells like peaches, but it smells more like urinal cake version of peaches than actual peaches, but yeah, I still enjoy it.
I also have a water bottle. It is
nice.
The Love Island official merch. This is the bottles that they carry around on the TV show.
Wait, how did you end up with that one?
My friend got it for me for my birthday.
Cool. Good
and
friend.
Another birthday gift from the same friend.
Nice. Okay, you have friends with style, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat. I wanted to ask specifically about your Instagram account, because that's sort of how I know you. What's the story behind it, and what do you share online?
Okay. I think I made my meme page in 2019, 2018. I
Mm.
don't know. Just because I had too many friends I was like sending stuff to and memes to, and I was just like, well, I'll just put them all in one place and they can all congregate here. And
Yeah.
so I was doing that, and then I got, like many people, extremely depressed during the, the pandemic, and was just constantly on my fucking phone, and like um it was great. I mean, it wasn't great, but like there was parts of it that were great, and I made a lot of friends there. I was like, my life situation felt bad, and so
Mm.
had a lot of my online friends I was talking a lot to. One of which was you. We were in a great group chat, and
Yeah.
it really got me through some days. And yeah, I guess my page kind of blew up a bit, then got deleted, came back. Yeah, and then I just repost TikToks. I'm not an OC person, so I can't take credit for any of the
Well,
stuff I.
that's not entirely true, but I see your point. You predominantly, at least, reshare stuff from TikTok,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm
But
posting on my grid, and then I talk on my stories
see,
sometimes. I'll
there
like
you go.
share
Because
memes
you are
and
pretty visible on your page.
yeah.
Like you don't shy away from it too much. Is there a thought process behind that, or is it just you being you?
No, not really. I don't know. I think when I had like 12 followers, I would just like I was posting a lot more about my personal life, I feel like even in
Mm.
the captions, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Or like, can't wait to see my girlfriend this weekend, and like post the meme, you know what I mean? And like,
Yes.
and I feel like I would like talk into the camera about like random shit, and
Mm.
like would talk about, I don't know. And so I think it just kind of started off that way. And then I don't really use it that way anymore in the like vloggy style, but I do have segments. I don't know. I think it's like a fun. For me, it's fun. You know what I mean? To
Yeah,
have
for sure.
like,
Like the monthly monkey and those
yes,
things, right?
monthly
Yeah.
monkey.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh my god, my room's a disaster right now. But he's really cute monkey this month.
Yeah, the
Oh,
little
it's
family.
under my computer.
Yeah. So what what does that do to your personality, both like online and I guess in real life, when you start by just being, a stream of thought, almost like here are my daily captions and the things that I do, and then moving
Mm.
towards more of a, here's our regularly scheduled programming. Do you, how does that evolve with your personality, with being, acting a little bit more on what people expect of you compared to just what you feel like sharing?
So wait,
So,
how
so I
does
don't know if the question made sense, but if you
it does?
started
I
off
just want to
yeah.
brainstorm it more.
If you
Okay.
started off by being pretty like free flow with all the things that you want
Mm,
to share, here's what I'm doing today and here's what I'm doing
mm,
this weekend, and moving towards having more like, oh, it's the first of the month, or at least early in the month,
mm,
we have to
mm.
do our monthly monkey. Do you feel like you're creating more like structures around how you express yourself online? That's my question.
Yeah, well, one like easy answer is at some point a few years ago, I went to Bug Girl from my main account and saw how many people I know were following me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ew, I don't want you guys knowing about my rich internal life,
Yeah, 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 of
And
course,
so
of course,
I
yeah.
was like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Also, I think like that's not really the type of content I gravitate towards at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as far as the I don't know. I think oh god, it's like so embarrassing to admit that you think about social media, but like I do will do social media for work
Mm.
often, and like I've like as an artist you have to think of your social media presence as like an extension. You don't have to, but I think like unfortunately like having an online persona I
Yeah.
think kind of like matters a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
right
part of
now.
your
And
brand or whatever, of
yeah,
course.
you need to
Yeah,
be like this like likable person, and then if you're
yeah,
thinking about um like what should a page do for the followers, and it's like um they want to know what to expect from the page, you know what I mean? So it's like we can expect these types of content, and so like let's say like like there's like 5 types of posts your main account would do, and it's like one of them is like selfie. Another one is a picture of your art practice. Another
Yeah.
one is, you know what I mean, like
Totally.
whatever. So
Totally.
it's like there's types of content, and
Yeah.
like I think like when I like just because it's like you're not bringing anything out of left field, and so like I think like there's like things and segments, or like segments is such an aggressive word, but it's like there's things I just like return to because
Mhm.
it's like people know to expect that of my page, and then it's like I don't know, and also like I think that Instagram lacks so much structure. I like I don't know. I think I haven't really thought out loud about it much, so I hope I'm making sense. But
Yeah.
it's like
No.
I
Definitely.
remember watching
Yeah.
shows like the Amanda Bynes show, and that there's always like this I don't know. I like little
Yeah.
like
Compartments.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Makes sense to.
So I think of this. I don't know. One example that comes to mind for me is years and years ago, a long time ago. I was briefly married, and um, after the divorce and things, sort of went south for a number of reasons, I thought of that as being one of those moments where I could sort of reinvent myself a little.
Mm,
So I started off as back to scratch and being single me, and I thought to myself, what would I do if I could be like anyone that I want to be? And I went on a solo trip. I'd never really done that before in that same capacity, and just had a really nice time. And thought to myself, I am the type of person that can do things like that. And I had never really embraced that before. But it took me
mm,
starting over to get to that level of like confidence. And also a thing that I picked up that I'd never done before in my life was humming. So like I'll be out walking and I'll just like hum a little song, and
that's so cute.
I'd never really given myself the permission to do that.
Yeah.
Um, the reason why I bring this up is you have this increasingly formalized relationship with whatever the touch point is or interaction point. Um, but then you also need to innovate a little to feel like you're truer to yourself and like that you
Mm,
have an identity that's evolving with you.
mm.
Um, so for the future of your account, how do you foresee it changing?
Um, I don't know. I think recently I just think more and more about deleting it.
Oh,
Like,
really? Wow!
um, yeah, but I won't do that.
And just move to
Um,
Threads full time.
I'm not gonna do well on Threads because I never did well on Twitter.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not like I'm always like, what would be funny to say, and then I can't figure out of a way to say it that makes any sense or like reads well or anything, and like
Yeah,
so
I'm like
I
you.
just I just realized my door popped open. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Um, but um, what was that? Wait, sorry, I have like the attention span of a goldfish.
That's
Also, I'm
okay.
doing my
It's
hair
earlier
up
in the
and
morning. Yeah,
down,
you,
but
you
I
said
feel
Twitter, and that you have a tough time articulating what you're after, and then you said you're thinking about deleting your account,
oh
which
right. I mean,
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure would
everybody's
make
choice is
80
good.
something thousand people very disappointed.
I mean, probably like 1,000 people disappointed, and then everybody else wouldn't. No, like realistically, but I think I won't delete it. I like being online, and I like having a page. I think everybody kind of like toys with the idea
Hmm.
of. I can't take myself seriously with this hair, but I'm so
I like
greasy that
it.
I need to like put it away.
No, that's good.
Okay. um, but I think I don't know. I don't know what like I don't. While I do think, like I do think about social media. I think most of us do. I
Mm,
don't. I'm not really thinking about like growing the page that much or
mm.
like where it would go. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's like, would it be cool to make money off of something like this? Like yes, but also like at what cost? I'm not trying to be corny online.
Yeah, yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not
And
trying to
and you
become
see
a
the people that sort
head
of
Steve.
do that. Yeah, exactly. The people like that become successful. They always seem like they are such. Well, it's not my thing. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you also have
Yeah,
to be really consistent, and it's just
yeah,
like I post maybe once a week. Okay, I'm switching over to the hash brown portion of my breakfast. Excuse me.
nice. Yeah, saving the best for last. Or did you finish the cherries, the sandy cherries?
I'm
Still
still
good.
working on the cherries.
Nice. Okay, I like the
Although,
little bowl by the way. It looks very
thank
very nice.
you.
Yeah,
I bet that this is lead paint.
yeah, probably.
This for sure is killing me slowly, but worth it.
Well, you're past that sort of developmental stage, so I'm sure you're fine. Um, um, I you mentioned before that you think about your online brand and being likable and expressing yourself in all these different creative ways. I think of your page as being very likable in general. You know that there are no curveballs that scare you or terrify you or upset you too much. You know, it's a friendly type page. It's like the goofy friend. That's very much how
Definitely.
I see you.
I also think that like if you were to go back to my old page before it got deleted and scroll way to the beginning, I was posting very different like
Mm.
content, like stuff that was definitely more like a little edgier. I think I was posting a lot more political stuff. I was posting kind of raunchy stuff and like um one, I hate being screamed at online.
Yeah.
Like I just like people were just getting mad at me and I didn't like that. I wasn't posting anything like bad, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like people are always going to be mad about something, and so I think part of the reason that, well, also like I was always posting kind of content like this, but I definitely, yeah, like censor a bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
also at this point it's like, well, that's like what this page is, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so I don't want to like, if somebody thinks they're gonna like watch a cute video and then they see something like horrifying, like
Right.
yeah, that would be shitty and rude. So I definitely like am conscious not. But, I always wonder that like because I think I'm not like lying, like I am this. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think I am goofy and like generally pretty nice.
Yeah. Of
Also,
course.
I've got like a bad attitude and like
Do you
and like
really? How so?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, like and I think that like I always worry. I'm like, are people what if somebody were to meet me in real life, would they be like horrified?
that
You
you
know, like
that you have a bad attitude?
well, I don't know, bad attitude. I don't know. I think of that like sometimes I'm like when you like look at your own page and you're like, what do I seem like? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I come off as very like which I think I am, but
Yeah.
not always.
Yeah, of course. But so on that note, does it feel like performance a little? Because I know, if I'm hanging out with a social group, even if I like everyone and I'm enjoying myself,
Mm,
I go home at the end of the day and like my muscles in my face are a little tired, and it's like now I just want to be unproductive
yeah.
and stare into the wall and not be pleasant. Like because being
Yeah.
social and being out there requires a little bit of effort. Do you feel that with your page?
I feel that way with everything.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think, not quite because it's not like I'm like, all right, gotta turn it on now, boys. Like
yeah.
it does feel like how I would like interface with people in real life, but I do
Mm-hmm.
think that like because it's like it's genuine, but also like how I am when I'm not recording is also genuine, and so like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's like how can you really give like a well-rounded representation of yourself to like online and also but like is it necessary? No. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there's no
yeah.
reason that like people online need to like share and know every part of me and like um
Yeah, totally. And you see with celebrity and stuff like
mhm.
on Reddit, they always have those threads like, who do we think is a fun and interesting person on the big screen, but in real life they're a bit of a jerk. And then
Mm.
people always go like, I walked up to Will Ferrell in the airport and he did not say anything funny to
It
me.
was 6 a.m. and I called him
Yeah,
a cunt. It's like,
yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, maybe he is really funny, but maybe he saves it for the thing he's doing where he's supposed to be funny, and for the rest of the time he's just like a regular person.
yeah. And I think honestly what makes me kind of antsy about this is that there is like this the like parasocial friendships, right? Where
Hmm.
it's like I used to respond to like all of my DMs, but then you
Hmm.
had like like people being wildly inappropriate in there, and then
Hmm.
just like you'll respond to one thing somebody says, and then they message you every day for the next like 2 years. You know what I
The
mean? And so
rest
it's
of
like
your
I'm
life.
now I'm
Yeah.
more guarded about opening them.
Yeah.
And I'll still like I don't look at all of them, but I'll like scroll a bit,
Mm.
and I have noticed some people who have been DMing me really consistently and this is does not common. Most I like love and welcome most. You know what
Mm.
I mean? But there are some people who've been DMing me like really consistently for
Mm.
several years,
Mm.
and they get more and more and more aggressive with me, and
Oh,
like,
strange.
like,
Okay.
and it's like I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's very bizarre to see like a really one-sided relationship, you know what I mean? And like and I I'm not trying to be rude, you know what I mean? Because again, like 99% of the time, like I totally get it. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
just like people just like responding like LOL, ha ha ha, oh, this is funny,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Mm.
Um, and I would respond to all of these things if I, could be on my phone all day,
Yeah.
but I think, yeah, I forget why I started saying this, but it's like, yeah, I think it was like, um, yeah, I like won't get into specifics, but like, there's been a few people who have like, yeah, their attitudes have shifted towards me, even though I've never reacted to them or never, and it kind of like worries me. It's like, oh, you have an idea of who I am, like you think
It's all projection.
you really know me, and
Yeah.
like, and it's kind of like it's a bit unsettling. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, like I barely am, like there's people who like really deal with this, you know what I mean? I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's like two people out there who have startled me a
No,
bit.
I get it, but
Yeah,
you are one of the more famous people that I know. You know, probably the most famous person I know in the public eye. It's and I know it's crazy because you're a regular person and you're my friend, but I mean you have 80,000 people. That's a lot of people, and they know you and they imagine like having some sort of social relationship with you. So even if they see seen on
mm,
something they DM you, it's like I got a little split second of Olivia's time. She looked at my
yeah,
thing. She interacted with me. Yeah, that means something to someone. And depending on
mhm.
where they are in their life, it can mean more or less.
Yeah, you don't want to disappoint anyone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't like. I truly don't think of myself that way as like important because like I really don't. Like whatever. Like 80,000
Hmm.
people is not a big deal at all
Mm.
in the grand scheme of things. And like, um, yeah. So I don't like. I don't. Yeah, I don't really think of it. I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm self conscious now because I don't want to come off that I'm like thinking highly of myself and that
No,
like I
first of
yeah,
all, I think you should, but second of all, I also think that after a certain point, maybe it's 10 or 15 or 20,000 followers, your account takes on a life of its own. Very much along the lines that we were discussing. It's like what do you choose to curate and what do you choose to share with the world? Like
mm,
that becomes almost like a brand in itself. So I think it starts to separate a little from you and your personality. And the
mm.
fame is more attached to the thing that you've created. Like a movie star, their fame is attached to their movie stardom and not so
Yeah.
much, what they think
But
about
do
when
you
they're.
really feel like after 20,000, 30,000, I just like don't think it matters.
No, of course. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it is nothing, but it's a whole
Mhm,
lot of nothing. Um,
mhm, mhm.
and
Yeah.
people's expectations are something, and the relationships are something too. So,
Mhm,
like, even if
mhm,
a
mhm.
follower count, it doesn't matter if you have 13 or 18 or
Right, right.
23,000 followers. Like, it makes no
Mm,
difference whatsoever. But people start forming expectations around you, and these are, um, as unique as you have numbers of followers. And some of them are really good, and some of them are really bad. But on average, I guess they sort of, yeah, they
mm,
form some sort of like baseline expectation of how you perceive
mm,
that people will see the things that you share with the world,
mhm,
and
mhm,
and
mhm,
maybe you start to act accordingly. Like you give
mhm,
people
mhm,
what they want uh,
mhm.
within the parameters that make sense for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, who would you be if it had not been for social media?
Um, I think I'm trying to remember how I answered this though.
Yeah. So I didn't mention it during this recording, but
Okay.
we recorded this like 1.5 times before. Um, but I had too many tabs open on Google Chrome, and it didn't save to my computer. So cross your fingers that this will actually be something that I can share. But yeah,
Also,
I
I hope
asked you
that
this question.
first intro. I hope the second intro worked.
Where yeah, well, I'll have a look and see. But
Okay.
yeah, if nothing else, we had a nice little time
Okay, cool.
there.
And then, if you missed it, I introduced my weird breakfast, and that's it. Um, but okay, what was the question? Oh, social media.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Olivia
kind
without
of.
social media. Who are you?
Because I like social media and just being online has completely informed who I am as a person. I think um, I think a lot of millennials. feel this way. You know what I mean? Like there is like, um, and Gen Z too. Oh my gosh, I kind of like feel bad for Gen Z. It's like they've never not known what it is to perform online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think like I first got like Facebook when I was like in eighth or ninth grade or something, and like I had like AIM and like MySpace and stuff before that, but it was a very different like people weren't looking at you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Anyway, but I forget right. Okay. Um, who would I be? Maybe more like well adjusted, maybe less friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
I made a lot of friends online, and yeah.
And when you think about this, you said you won't, but that you were sometimes considering uh,
Mhm.
shutting down your account. Um, what would that mean for you? Like what would you do instead?
Well, I think that's what stops me. Is like, um, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm like, ugh, I'm tired of getting, like notifications or like,
Hmm.
oh, I don't want to have to post. But then it's
Hmm.
also just like, um, like being online and having this account has afforded me so many friendships and
Hmm.
like randomly like cool work opportunities and like just a lot. And so it's like I wouldn't, like I think also another thing that would be foolish of me is like I think we talked a bit about this last time is that
Hmm.
um there is like an element of it that's like social currency and like I'm trying to have like I'm my primary concern in life is like being able to make ends meet as an artist. And
Hmm.
so it's like I'm really lucky that when I post something or like have something coming up, which isn't much, you know what I mean? Like I'm not really quite yet making it as an artist, but I can turn to 80,000 people and be like, please look at this, and it's just like that would be silly of me to give that
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? Like I have a
Totally.
lot more people looking at my artwork now than I would if I didn't have like a meme page. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
people who are on the meme page like have no interest in like me as an actual person or me as an artist or like whatever. But there are a few people who have started like buying my work and keeping up with my work, and it's like thank God because I didn't have that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Amazing. Yeah. I think of that too. Like it gives you power in that sense. You can connect to people that
uh
not only care about the beautiful earrings with a little fried egg on them, but just like you as a person, they want to support you. Um,
yeah.
so you have, yeah, not just like your craft, but the personality behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I told you last time I like so Bug World in this virtual world I made, I had
mhm,
weekly programming for like I don't know if it was 6 or 8 weeks, but whatever.
mhm,
And it's hard to get people to come to online events and like um they're you know um I was like messaging friends like please show up. I don't want there to be nobody or whatever. And but there's this one guy who always showed up. He put in his calendar. I don't know him in real life. He's just been following me for years, and he's so sweet. His name is Swampcrass. If everybody wants to follow him, he has a meme page. But he's so sweet, and he like sent me the most encouraging. Anytime I saw Prince, he buys them, and
mhm.
he would like send me encouraging messages like, "Oh, the Bug World performance time was so cool," and it's just like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
like, I think, like so yeah, very sweet to have that kind of like support, you know.
yeah. So having known you for a while and having seen a lot of these things sort of unfold in real time, I mean, I can attest to the fact that your personality shines through in everything that you do, from the photography to the art installation in the metaverse to I'm sure the game, but like your account, it's so you shine through, and I think that's what makes you an artist. It's
Thank
really
you.
really beautiful to see. Last time when we talked, I don't know, was it like
Mhm.
4 or 5 days ago? We talked for about an hour or so. After we hung up, uh, were there things that you wish that you would have um, discussed with me, or maybe expressed differently, or a topic that you wish that we had spent more time on?
Not really. I really enjoyed our
Mm.
conversation. I think unfortunately, like I'm like more of a self-conscious person, and so I probably left was like stupid, 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 than like thinking deeply about like something else. You know what I mean? And I'll probably unfortunately feel the same way now.
You know, I was feeling so like bubbly and happy after talking to you last time because you're just like a really nice person. It's fun to spend time talking to you, but that quickly turned into just feeling terrible when I realized that I didn't record anything. And then I was sort of joking to myself that, oh, you mean to say that I had this lovely conversation for nothing? You know, but yeah, yeah. No, it was really nice, and I'm so appreciative of you doing this with me again because like
for sure.
taking up
No,
like,
so
a lot
nice.
of your
So
time.
nice.
What about the rest of your week and weekend? Any nice plans coming up?
What am I doing? So today actually, so I got a solo show at a gallery, which I'm very excited
Oh,
about.
amazing!
And I need to get them all of like the text and the artist bio and the artist statement, and it's like by tomorrow. And I don't
Oh,
have it, and I'm really bad at that. You want to see one of the prints?
yeah, of course. I would love
One
to.
of them so far. Um, but so I have to do that. I have to do that. I have to like write, which is like really gonna be hell. I'm so bad at writing about my work and talking about my work. And then after that, wait, what else do I need to do? Mostly that. I have
Got
to
a lot of
learn
stuff going on. But you could just use ChatGPT, and then you can ask for the first draft, and then you can,
I'm 100% gonna use ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think you should.
I'm gonna like put my word vomit in there and then be like, make this sound smart.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good approach. Oh wow, look at that. It looks beautiful. Nice, thick, rich colors. Yeah.
I can't really see.
No, I see that it looks really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so they're all going to be printed at 20 by 30.
Yeah.
Which is something I cannot afford to do, but I'm going to do. And yeah, so there's that. And then tomorrow I'm doing like production assisting. And then I think I'm going to go to the beach at nighttime for a friend's birthday. And then there's a reptile convention this weekend.
No way.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, you said that you have always gravitated towards chimps and frogs.
Orangutans.
Orangutans, yes.
Chimps are my
sorry, yeah. Chimps are okay too. And then I said I always, especially when I was a kid, I loved lizards because they're so like alien. And you're going to an actual like reptile, except that's really
convention,
cool. Yeah. Convention, yeah.
And there's gonna be frogs and lizards, and yeah. So I'll send you lots of lizard pics.
Yes, I would. Yeah. I would love that. Thank you.
What are you doing for the rest of the week? You've had the whole week off.
The whole week off. I spent most of the week so far with playing music, just in this little home studio where I am, and I also found a local, like actual recording studio where I could play drums at full volume.
Oh hell yeah!
And it was the first time I played drums for real for, like 4 years maybe, and
hell yeah.
I was giddy the entire day after I did it. So I might go back there, and then given that it's sunny out and it's really hot, I might go for a little bike ride on my electric bicycle and just go exploring the city somewhere. So yeah.
Nice, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds so nice, and I'm so glad that you got to go play drums like that. That's amazing.
It was truly like a highlight of the past 4 or 5 years.
It's such a treat to like do. Well, that's not like a little kid thing, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like we deprive ourselves of things that just like purely feel good because it feels like, like, oh, if it feels good, we shouldn't do it. But it's like,
right.
That's
because being an adult is to suffer and to be bored a lot.
We're stingy with ourselves, you know.
Yeah, but I think depending on how you phrase it to yourself, it can either be really short-sighted or indulgent, or it can be therapeutic and it could energize you. And I think I prefer to think of it in terms of the latter because it makes me feel better. And why not?
Oh, well, no, it's so good for you. I feel like I'm constantly doing. I feel like I get to do fun things all the time.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I had a water balloon fight the other day. Oh my god, it was so fun.
It's amazing. Years and years ago, I was in Hawaii, like 2014. Yeah, like 9 years ago, I was there, and I saw a bumper sticker on a truck, and it had a little drawing of a surfboard, and then it said, "Whoever has the most fun wins." And I just thought that was awesome and words to live by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, does your shirt say politics and prose?
no, it's just
Oh.
polar. Um, I'm
Oh.
like the front is fine, but the back, that's where there's a party in the back.
Oh, really nice. Good
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
It's
Thank
just
you.
that there's a bookstore in DC called Politics and Prose, and the P O and L look really
Oh,
similar.
well, maybe they stole it from each other.
Politics and Prose.
Oh,
Oh no, it's completely different.
oh, there you go.
Oh wait, you know what it font? It looks like the Jacobin font.
Oh, okay.
Wait, maybe not. Jacobin magazine. I'm
DC.
here.
You've lived in a bunch of places.
I have.
Where? What are some of the highlights?
So, um, I lived in Bolivia when I was a baby, and then I grew up mostly in Maryland, right outside of DC. And then my dad's family's from Spain, so I
Mm.
spent a lot of time there. And then I went to school in upstate New York. And then while I was there, I was lucky to be able to study in Prague and in Beijing. And then um, I moved to Brooklyn, and then I moved to Chicago, and then I moved back to Maryland, and now I live in LA, bopping around.
Did you end up in LA? Are you staying for the foreseeable future, or are you thinking
I,
about next steps soon?
oh my gosh, I want to like, I told myself I'd have to do 4 years, but I'm running out of
Well, that's an
time
oddly specific number. Is this to
because
coincide
I've
with
never
a?
stayed somewhere for 4 years.
You're like the president does stuff for 4 years, so
Yeah,
that's what you'll do.
exactly. And
Yeah.
then people can vote if I should stay or not.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I told myself 4 years. I actually really like it here so far, but I've never disliked. Actually, I didn't like Chicago.
Hmm.
No disrespect to Chicago,
Right.
but
Just
yeah,
not a nice place.
yeah, it's just
No
things
offense.
I couldn't stand it. I
Yeah.
felt like, but also I am aware that like I moved there for grad school
Yeah.
for the Art Institute of Chicago, which is a
Mm.
fucking bubble, and
Mm.
then I lived in Logan Square, which is where all of the people who go to SAIC live, and so I was like, I did not actually get to know Chicago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to know like
Campus.
yeah, like other privileged white people who were
Mm.
also getting their MFAs. It's like how boring, you know?
Mm.
So I was not into that. But I'm sure that like I know people love Chicago and that's great. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I really want to live I have European citizenship and I've never lived close to my family in Spain and
Mm.
but there's not really like I feel like there's not like tons of jobs out there that pay
Mm-hmm.
like a good like like salaries that would like make sense for me in the United States or like amount of money.
Mm.
And so I'm kind of like Berlin, but it's like everybody and their mother is going to Berlin.
You could
I don't know, but I want
hang
to live in
out
Europe.
with a mutual friend and acquaintance. It's from the group chat days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been there for like 2 years now.
Yeah. Amazing. I know a lot of people. Wait, hold on. Let's have a look. You said where was your family from?
Madrid. Well, my mom's from Pennsylvania, Allentown.
But where in Spain?
That's right. My mom has the same globe actually.
Oh yeah, it's in French and it's dusty, but it's good. Keeps
Okay,
me.
hers is not in French.
Yeah. You said
And then my dad's
Madrid.
family's from Madrid.
Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right there in the middle.
Wait, okay, spin it as fast as you can, and then put your finger, and I'll go live there next.
I will hurt myself if I
Move
do
to
that.
Berlin.
But yeah, I think Madrid would be cool. That's close to France and Portugal and all sorts of stuff.
I love Madrid. I think Barcelona is overhyped.
Mm.
It's like but wait, you're from Sweden.
I am indeed. Right there.
Where in Sweden?
On the west coast. Gothenburg.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Not the southwest.
Um,
Oh, cool.
I know a lot of Americans. They do they call it something stupid. Geographical.
Euro trip.
No, geographical arbitrage.
What's that?
So like if they are retiring overseas, they do the expat thing, or they have some sort of passive income, or maybe they have royalties coming in, or they are a landlord, or whatever it may be, and then they move to a cheaper country where the cost of living is lower,
Mm.
and people do that for Portugal is really popular because it's pretty cheap, but I think
Yeah.
Spain and other just nice places where it's nice and warm and they don't have to deal with winters and politics that they disagree with or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Pretty
What
neat.
a treat to be able to dip away, you know? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it would be foolish for me to not take advantage of my dual
Yeah.
citizenship. But I also like my mom and dad are in the United States, so it makes me, I worry. But is your whole family still in Sweden?
Yeah.
How often do you see them? Oh, you said
Uh,
it's been 3 years, right?
Not often enough. Yeah. So during the pandemic, I didn't see them for close to 3 years, and it's been just about a year since I've seen them now. But I'm going to see them later this fall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you
Um,
normally see them about once a year.
cool. Yeah, give or take. Olivia, I'm noticing that my audio quality is starting to degrade over here on my side for whatever reason, which makes me a little bit nervous again.
Oh
But
no.
um, give me. Oh, can I unplug your thing and then we plug it in? Let's try that. Give me one
Let's try
second.
that.
Okay, now we're recording again. I hope that worked, but I think it did. You are just the sweetest. I appreciate you so much for doing this, and thank you. And I hope I recorded something, and if I didn't, I still had a really lovely time. Yeah, yeah, we'll just keep doing this forever until I buy a new computer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We should do that. Have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you again. I'll send you the link soon, and you can have a review and let me know if there's anything. Yeah. Thank you, Olivia. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.